and welcome back. Oh my god, it feels like I've been gone for a year. Even though it's only been like a few days, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am up Vlogmas. What the hell am I doing? Oh my god. Anyway. Oh jeez Louise. So today what we're going to be doing is present face. And you're like, what's a present face? Well, you will need, it's going to be big. So make a list. You're going to need wrapping paper. And you're like, what the hell? A bruise wheel, fine-ended brushes. Now you can use, like I always say, paint brushes or makeup brushes. I use paint ones because, like I say, they're sturdier. They get in there, causes more realism. And a sponge one to apply your liquid latex. Which brings us to all the stuff you'll need. Liquid latex. Now, I don't know if we will need stage blood, but I'm bringing that in, you know, extra reinforcements for the horror. And also coagulated blood. Now, what I'm using for all of these is Mehron products. So you can use, like, all natural cosmetics. You can use anything you want for special effects. Or if you use, like, regular store-bought brand makeup, like I always say, when you're going into this, you're going to have to use twice as much because it's not going to be as pigmented as when you're using stage special effects makeup. Scabs. A little bag of scabs. Could you imagine if this wasn't special effects and someone was like, what'd you bring? Well, actually, I brought my bag of scabs. Like, f*** off. Ew. Anyway, bag of scabs. And you're also going to need this. And you're like, why are we using a piece of foam? Because we're going to use liquid latex and we're going to paint this black and we're going to have an eye completely popped out of our faces. Crazy. Okay, so enough about me talking. So that was the longest intro ever. Enough about that. So what we're going to start with actually is painting this part black, but like real blood looks black. So, or just about black. So that's what we're going to be painting this for, to show the depth of our gouged out eye. We're also going to need scar wax. Yep. I'm having a day. Is this my first YouTube video ever? If you're still sticking around and you're like, okay, when are we getting to the makeup? I appreciate you. Anyway, you're going to need scar wax because what we're going to be doing once this is painted is we're going to make little tiny flaps of skin at the base of the eye here and at the top. So what that's going to look like is when your eye is pulled out, you'll have like your skin, like your lids right here and here. So we're going to create fake lids underneath and on top. It's going to look really spooky. So enough about me talking. Let's finally get into this makeup. Holy crap. So I didn't bore you for like 25 minutes. I painted this and I used eyeshadow because, like I said, I'm out of black face paint. So you do have to use twice as much. It does take a little bit longer. That being said, it'll get all over my hands and face, just like it will be for you even if you use face paint. But that being said, so now that we have that done, what we're gonna do next is heat up our scar wax in our little hands. I mean, you probably don't have little hands, but if you're a hobbit like myself, hi. Welcome to the small hand community. That being said, we're going to warm up this scar wax, and what we're going to do is a thin layer of our liquid latex. Now, again, like I've said in previous videos, make sure you have like a disposable container for said liquid latex. It just makes cleanup easier. So we're going to place this here and go across our face. See how it's not even... I might need to make new scar wax. This might be too old. Okay, that is not sticking how I thought it would be. Bummer. Well, God, I'm sitting here like freaking out because I'm like, am I that rusty with doing like special effects that I've gotten out of it that much? And have you guys ever seen that movie Kiki's Delivery Service and she like loses her ability to fly and it's like, Gigi, what's happening? I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh no, what's happening? And I'm like, oh God, I'm turning into Kiki. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a layer of latex on the base and then flatten this out the best I can. Now, usually with scar wax, you don't actually have to do that at all, but I'm apparently really out of practice and I need it. So, like I've said in many other videos, if you're going to use liquid latex, always make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. It just saves the entire process, right? Like, it makes it easier. And then that way you don't choke yourself out like I have in the past. So, let's paste on our liquid latex. And the joy with this creature latex is it does dry clear. So thank anything for that. Alrighty. Woo. Okay, so what I did off camera was I pasted my scar wax on, and then I took the liquid latex and I just went around the edges just to solidify where it's going to stay so that nothing comes off and there won't be any random pieces. Hopefully, knocking on wood. Like I said, oops, I've been very rusty with this and it's terrible because like this is a passion of mine, but hey, life happens. It'd be a funny weird sentence. Honey, have you grabbed the scabs? Okay, so speaking of scabs, let's grab our little scabs and we're going to put liquid latex here and here, right? Well, no, maybe not here because our eye, but we'll put one here and here closer to the center of our face. And yeah, we'll have our little scabs, then we'll add fake blood. We'll blend that in. It's gonna look spooky. And a sponge one. A sponge brush. Goodness. Okay, finally. So without further ado, what we're gonna do. The hell am I doing? Anyway, what we're gonna do here is we're just going to take the end of our paintbrush, or you can use like a sculpting tool for this, but like personally I like to use like the base of anything plastic because, well, it's me and I like to go in dangerous and just not care about my consequences. Hi, I'm Beth. How you doing? Okay, so now that these are all nice and stuck to the skin, this is finally just finishing some little final drying because it's on so thick. Anyway, that being said, we're gonna poke holes here, here, and here. Just pretty much all over to make it look like it's just this entire piece of flesh that's just rotting away on our cheek, right? Ho ho holidays, let's get to it. Okay, perfect. So now that our skin looks nice and rotting away, what we're going to do is fill these in with a combination of black eyeshadow, and we're going to use our bruise wheel, and we're going to be using the color brown on our bruise wheel for the dried blood effect. But also we're going to be tapping into the green and yellow tones around the edges of said holes on the cheek so that they look infected and gross and just bleh, full of pus and infection. Aha! Happy holidays. Let's get gory. Actually, wait, scratch the black eyeshadow part because we'll just use coagulated blood instead. What we will fill this in is with a combination of brown and green in our bruise wheel, right? So we're going to start with brown in the holes and then go over the green, but more around where the edges of these little holes are. Okay, so now that our cheek looks a little mossy and a little bit brown, we're going to add the yellow and just hints around the little like gaps in between our rotting flesh, just to cause that like realism of like infection. And then how we're going to end this all together after we do the yellow is we're going to take red and you're going to go into these patches here. So here, oh, we're losing chunks of our own flesh. Anyway, pretty much around the edges of all of this. So it causes not like intense red, but you're going to really want to cause agitation. And then to add that final detail to this look, to make it look like it's oozing and pussy, we're going to add the coagulated blood. Honestly, what I think I should have done with this look is use the 3D gel from Mehron. So what that would do is like you have to heat it up, but you have to also like watch like how hot it is so you don't burn yourself. But it's very sticky, and once it's on, and then that way you would be able to do the holes in the face kind of look I was going for, but I'd never used it, so I didn't want to like look like a complete fool. This is pretty much kind of, it's iffy, but it looks okay. So now we're going to add coagulated blood to this, and then we're going to pop out our eye socket. So that's going to be fun. So what we're going to do now is add some liquid latex above the eye here and underneath the eye here and here, pretty much around the eye, so that when we put this on, actually maybe not onto the skin, we'll just stick it onto here and then pop it over the eye, right? So it looks like a gouged out eye. It's very exciting. Now that I've made a little skin wall around this little eye, it kind of looks like a sad tart. Anyway, what I'm going to do is around the insides here and on the outsides, I'm going to take the brown in my bruise wheel. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint, well, that's blue, but I meant to hit brown. Anyway, we're going to paint that to make it look like dried blood, right? To add that level of realism to our eye, which then I'll reattach. And then we can add some more blood. Okay, so now that I've detached the eye, I've painted inside, right? So what we're going to do now is add the fake blood. It should look a lot more real. Right now it looks like a steampunk eye patch from hell. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully once all the blood is in, it starts to look like something. I'm clearly like way too rusty, but like, I mean, she's aight, right? For a first attempt at actually trying something, like I've done the eye sockets thing in the past, but like I didn't know what I was doing. This I had like some sort of concept idea of like how to do it properly. Not bad, but is it gonna look good? What we have to do next is wrap the present and then open it in a horror way. Well, happy holidays. Our gift is ripped all half-assed. Should we do a creepy montage of opening up our present? I think we should. But sadly, that's all I got for you guys today. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to festively squeeze that like button. And also hit that subscribe button. Become part of the horror holiday makeup, whatever the hell this channel is, team. Until next time, guys, I love you. Stay warm and stay safe. And cut. Should just make a whole video of outtakes. What we're gonna do next is fuck, what are we gonna do next? Not burn marks, but where a bunch of sores would be, kind of type thing. Bunch of little holes. That doesn't make any sense. Jesus. What am I doing? What is this channel? Hi. She's aight, right? I'd hate to look like a whore, Pikachu. It's not a tutorial, but oh yay.